Hi everyone. It's going to be a quick video today as the market overall had another below average volume, lower volume than the day before. Up day today with new highs hit in the Nasdaq. The new highs with a 0.47% gain is very nice, but once again I will say without huge volume on the indexes, the ETFs, leveraged ETFs, inverse ETFs, inverse leveraged ETFs, there's not a full confirmation. I can't get all nuts about getting superiorly long stocks here because low volume rallies always had the chance of heavier volume reversals, as we saw on May 22nd, and we started to see at the middle of June before we found the lows in June and now have made a V-shaped rally where we've gone straight up on below average volume every day except for the end of the month, end of quarter. Mutual fund, pension fund rebalancing, and also now we have that's 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. What, that can't be 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 out of the past 11 sessions we've been higher. So 10 up days out of 11 sessions means that we're probably due for a down session. Who knows? Let's make it 11 for 12. But the bottom line is that lower volume rallies put you in a higher odd chance of a heavier volume pullback. So just keep that in mind in case you're getting all nuts and bullish here, which a lot of people aren't, which makes me think that any kind of pullback will find some more QE, POMO, ZERP support, and will rally higher. And look at down here, the Russell 2000. Look at the MACD line really starting to jam higher now. The Dow Jones Industrial Average was up or down 0.06% today. Still overall flattish day. Very good pullback for the Dow Jones Industrial Average, and it was the S&P 500 only up 0.02%. Not much there. The Nasdaq down 0.01%, and as I just showed you on the Russell 2000, it was up 0.23% with the Nasdaq leading. So that's good to continue to see the Russell 2000 Nasdaq leading. On top of that, the short scans were very thin. The only noticeable reversal I noticed was a TXI, actually a little bit of a heavier volume breakout that turned into an immediate fake out reversal. Still plenty of lower volume moves are holding up. SSYS, even though the most recent move was on higher volume, very choppy trading. You can see that it's doing well. VRX continues to consolidate nicely here. A breakout to new highs would definitely be a place to put the buy stop to get long immediately on the breakout. If you want to wait to end of day signal, you can, but those aren't really working well for the cancel quality stocks. FDO is now making a right side of its base. Keep an eye on that one. Applied Materials breaking out to new highs on strong volume, so at least we got a heavier volume breakout there. ALK is forming a right side of a base. That's one to keep an eye on. SQI is kind of trying to consolidate here, wedging a little bit higher, but if it can drift lower with the handle, a breakout would be nice. YNDX, it was good to see that breakout on volume today. ALXN, a nice powerful move above the 50 and 200-day moving at, not powerful, but a strong move on decent volume. And Dollar General kind of doing what FDO, Family Dollar's doing, a nice move higher. Definitely one to keep an eye on. The most noticeable nice move I noticed out there today was in PERI. Perry, outside of its first amazing signal, which would have left us by the time we got a full sell, either with a 26% gain, which that signal was missed by me, which is a total screw up. It didn't have max green bop, so I passed. The huge bop surge from the day before should have been enough. Lesson learned. But the worst case scenario, we would have left with a 20% gain. We've gotten some buy signals since then. It hasn't worked out, but here it might be working on another right side of the base. I'd love to see a huge volume surge and a huge bop surge to max green bop along with a good price gain. The only problem, didn't close higher than where it opened. Still, it's pretty flat, what we like to call doji day. Yes, they are still out there, not only in the indexes but in stocks. Besides that, the only other possible long tonight was there was no possible longs outside of AUDC. This is the only possible long. I like the way it looks here, but unlike that Perry buy, BOP isn't almost max green. Volume is huge, but the base isn't necessarily slanting down, and overall this stock chart pattern isn't the cleanest. It likes to make some VE moves, likes to break down, and like here in February, April, May, and then June. So it's kind of got some harsh moves. So that kind of move with the BOP and volume surge, you can see, is not the same as a Perry move. Let's get it back here to where that move happened. So you can see that that outside move in AUDC isn't quite the same as PERI. You can see the volume surge came from much quieter volume, though it's still the same basically with AUDC, but the BOP surge, which is much stronger, so I'm not going to feel bad if AUDC goes off to the races without me. It's up 10% in one day from a volatile overall, shorter term chart pattern. So I'm not going to be too upset if I miss this one. If there was more green BOP in the base and it was a more quiet consolidation, flatter consolidation, lower volume overall in the base, which it's overall good, maybe be a good long signal. Also, if you look at Perry's fundamentals, huge earnings and huge sales growth. If you look at AUDC, neither, and that's why the price of AUDC is 4 and Perry is 12. Still, Perry deserves a much higher valuation, so keep an eye on that one. Anyway, that's it for Wednesday. I'll see you on Thursday.